Yo, people, what's going on? Back again. Another episode of Footy Talk. What you saying, Lou, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just had to switch headphones because I've got one which isn't working. Such a professional. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Love that.
How are your legs after Saturday?
Yeah, they're sore today still. They're sore today, bro. They're sore, bro.
Mate, I'm feeling it, and I didn't.
My legs are fucked. My feet are hurting, bro. That ground was hard, man. It's like playing on concrete, blood.
It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I don't think we're playing there for a few more weeks yet, so
yeah. Oh, mate,
it'll be all right. But,
absolute madness, bro.
Oh, mate, I can't believe that game was ridiculous. I'm still angry.
Yeah, it's a joke, bro. But it happens. It happens at that level, bro.
It does. Yeah. How are you? Sorry, I just realised I went on a rant. How you doing?
Nah, it's cool. I'm sweet, man. I can't complain, bro. I can't complain. I'm all good here, bro. I see the Arsenal fans getting excited about possible takeover news in the comments. No, I mean, so yeah, like, I don't know. You know what it is, yeah?
It seems too good to be true.
It does, innit? And usually in football, when it does, it is. Like, I remember when United were getting linked with the Saudi owners and everyone was like, oh, yeah, this guy's got like 10 times more money than the City owners and that. And everyone was getting gassed and that, and then nothing materialized. Do you know what I mean? And
this is it, yeah.
I don't know if it's more wants than what's actually going to happen, but no, I'd be very interested. It'd be very interesting. I can't lie. There's no doubt. Yeah, I'm seeing little disagreements in the comment section. One thing for sure is he can afford it.
He can, but I mean, well, actually, we say that, but he's actually going in with. I forget the story up now. Give me 2 seconds. It's Dennis Bergkamp, Thierry Henry, and Patrick Vieira, right?
Yeah, but it'll be a consortium. That's all it will be. Like, it won't be one owner. It will be multiple owners, and most of these football clubs have multiple owners anyway.
Yeah, but this is the problem, though. Like, we're saying that there's clubs with multiple owners. We're literally sat here, well, just over a week, and this is what I was saying when we were talking on Monday. People have such short memories. We're not even a week after all the Super League stuff is finished. During the whole period, everyone was saying 51% fan ownership. You know, people should have more of a say, all this sort of stuff. And then within the space of a week, people are already looking at another billionaire owner coming in. And look, people may say I'm looking at this as a Chelsea fan, and it might be seeming incredibly stupid coming from my mouth. But I'm looking at it and I'm saying, well, you know, that this guy might say he's an Arsenal fan. Roman's a Chelsea fan. Technically, obviously, he bought the club and then became one. But surely, like, people can't be, you know, saying one thing one week and look. Hold on, actually, let me rephrase. People can say one thing and then change their mind, but you can't flip flap. You kind of need to see where your opinion might not be working. But people are going to be doing this all the time, which is why I get annoyed with the internet. So it's like I'm looking at this guy and. It's too good to be true. 2, how the hell are Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, and Thierry Henry going to be involved? Because you've got Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira, who are both currently still managers and coaches, and legally, if they own a club, they can't be doing that anymore. I think Dennis Bergkamp's the most self-explanatory one because he'd come in the CEO, director.
director of football kind of thing. Yeah.
But the rest of it just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make no sense unless Henry and Vieira are coming in as coaching staff or something. Because that's the only way it would make sense. Because it doesn't make any sense from like an upstairs point of view. I don't know how they're gonna do it. And in terms of money, I don't know how much money they have in it. That you got to remember, Henry and Vieira and these man weren't playing football in this era of 250 grand a week and that. Them man weren't on that kind of money, bro, when they were playing. Do you know what I mean? And obviously they've got money because they're coaching, but how much is a coach really making? You know, if you're not Jose Mourinho, you ain't getting 6 million a year or something like that, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? How much money can they actually afford to put into this? That's why I think these things are just sensationalist to kind of get fans excited. But how much money can put them all together? All three of them together, like how much money would they have?
According to Forbes, have you got get the calculator on your phone? I've got this. Okay, right. So Forbes, you got this Daniel Ek guy's worth 4.7 billion.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry. He must have a little bit behind him because obviously he's got
he'll have a few milli. It'll be worth a few milli, but bruv, it's not enough to buy a football club.
Thierry Henry is valued at 130 million.
That's a lot more than I thought. But even so, that's nothing. That's a drop in the ocean compared to what you need to buy a football club.
I'd take 130 million for Wolf. Don't worry, I've got that covered. 33 million for Patrick Vieira, which is nothing.
Which is nothing in terms of buying a football club.
There's Bergkamp. 25 million euros. So what's that in pounds? 25.
It doesn't matter. It's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, and people now saying, Flamini involved in that. Yeah, Flamini has got peas, bro, because he's got oil. Like he's got
he's worth billions now,
isn't he? He's a billionaire, but he ain't gonna buy it, bro. Honestly, yeah. That's what I'm saying. The players aren't involved financially, they'll just back it PR wise. I told you, like that man got peas, and that's for Flamini, yeah. As much as he's got that money, why would he invest that into Arsenal Football Club? For what? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's true. And I'm looking at that. I mean, I'm looking at all the other owners. So obviously there was that Mashiri guy who was going to buy out Kroenke. He's worth 2.9 and Kroenke's worth 8.2. So, I mean, this Daniel Ek guy, he is in a position to afford the club. They're saying Arsenal's valued at 2 billion. I don't think it'll be 2 billion that'll be paid for it. It just wouldn't make sense. Like you wouldn't fork out 2 billion, so half his net worth basically, for a football club where he's just going to lose revenue. So it doesn't make any sense. Well, there's people obviously. I've seen the comment about they'd be using loans and that, but they wouldn't do that. Kroenke's going to turn around. The only way he would leave is he'd go, "I want my valuation up front now."
Cash, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these men coming in and getting mortgages on football clubs and that. Come on, bro. Like, that's what the Glazers done to us. Do you know what I'm saying? But no one likes that. Do you know what I'm saying? No one likes that shit. They like someone like a Roman or like a Sheikh Mansour that's just gonna roll through with the bag and drop the bag. Ain't no one got no time for getting a calculator out to see if man can afford this football club. These men can't afford it.
No, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They can't afford it. They say that that guy owns Spotify. He doesn't own Spotify. Apparently, he's the founder and he doesn't own it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be shares and stuff.
Exactly. He's got shares, bruv. He doesn't own it.
Oh, let's see. Can you buy shares in Spotify? This is the side of football which I love talking about because no one talks about it.
Like, just because you're the founder of something, that doesn't mean you own it. Like, certain men think that Daniel Levy owns Tottenham and he doesn't. You know them ones there. So
yeah, Spotify shares. Wow. To be fair, so I've just looked at Spotify shares today since opening. It's really interesting, right? They were valued at open, right, at 268, right? Since this news has come out, this one day. Since the news has come out, it shot up. So from 9 o'clock, it was valued at 268. By 10, it was valued at 282. The highest point was when the news was announced, and that's it valued at. It's now valued at basically 286 at 10:35 when it was announced about them potentially trying to buy Arsenal. That's nuts.
Then, just because you're a founder, that don't mean you own it, bro. He's got a 9% stake. Do you know what I mean? Which is still a lot of money, but yeah, it's not happening, mate.
Mate, this market's gone up. It's gone up 9. Oh, gone up. Sorry, not 19. It's gone up 19 points, but gone up 7.15%. That's nuts. You can't tell that I trade crypto, can you? You can't tell that's something that I do with my time.
This is what it is. But honestly, since this Super League's happened, the amount of speculation I've seen everywhere about everyone. Someone said that Liverpool already had a bid turned down for them. Yeah. I haven't seen any credible sources for that, so I can't even say if it is true or not. You're just seeing loads. It's just Chinese whispers, mate.
Yeah, I mean that was Max on Saturday, wasn't he? He was saying that there was a group which tried to buy Liverpool out previously.
Yeah.
But then obviously, Liverpool aren't getting it. I think Man United will get bought out. I can't see the Glazers hanging about based on what's going on currently.
I can see them hanging about because Manchester United's a big earner for them. You know what I mean? It's a massive earner for them, bro. The brand of Manchester United is as big as it gets in sport, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So why would you get rid of that? Yeah, unless you're losing money on it. The only way I see them lot leaving is if they start losing money on the club.
Man United's valuation's dipped massively.
It would have.
Can I share my screen? Can I share it?
I'm not sure, bro. But
here you go. Look at this.
Look down the bottom. Yeah.
Here you go. Got it. Okay. Chrome tab. Look at this. Can you see that?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me put it up, bro. Yeah.
Look at that share price. Just look at how it's dipping all the time. So that's. I mean, let's actually. I'll be interested to see if we can put it back. Let's put it back the last 5 days. So that was 20th of April. So that was what, midweek, basically, or Monday. Look here, right?
Where's you can see
Where's
it.
The dip?
Just
there,
and then it just plummets, bro. That's it. So they might sell, but it needs to stay. It needs to stay dipping because do you know what I mean? It's gone back up again. Like, do you know what I mean? And this is the thing.
Man United share price, I think, it's relatively stable. So it's only gone down 0.1. So that's pretty standard. Like, I think a good barometer to check stock prices, if you want to see stability, is you look at the price of gold. So if gold kind of stays on the US stock market and obviously main traditional stock markets, it stays relatively stable because it doesn't really dip in prices. Pretty solid valuation continuously.
Yeah.
This, I mean, Manchester. So this, on the grand scheme of things, like I said, if we did it 5 days again, you can see it's barely moving. Like, it's not really that much.
Yeah, it's still around similar level, bruv.
Yeah, so
that needs to plummet for them to sell, blood. Basically,
yeah. Very interesting. I think I can see them doing it. To be honest, though, I really can, because I think there's purely based on valuations here. Like, they're going to be looking at this bit here, because I know for a fact, I think we all do, that given the current state of the Super League potential and how they're talking about stuff, let me just quickly stop sharing the tab. Given the sort of how they're looking at this, they're going to be probably looking at what punishment they get, and if a good bid comes in, which I think that red is it the red.
But they said that there's going to be no punishment though, bro. That's what they said. This is my only thing. Like, there probably should have been, but there's not going to be, because they don't want to upset the clubs, in it. So because of that, bro, honestly, I think everything's just going to run as normal, bruv. I can't see them selling as much as I want them to. Yeah, it's like I think unless the share prices drop like stupidly, I can't see them. The only way it's going to happen is if the fans boycott the club, which they won't.
Yeah, no, they won't, because someone else will fill the seat.
This is it. So
let's have a look at Liverpool. Liverpool aren't publicly traded. Juve, I think Juve are the only publicly traded club. I think I bought some stakes in Juve when they. Oh my fucking Christ, Jesus! It's gone up 0.8, but 9 o'clock this morning. Their stock right now is valued at 74. It was valued at 72 cents this morning in euros, and I know that doesn't sound like it's a big dip, but that was in the space of 5 minutes. It's dipped 2 cents, which is quite bad. I think Juve. I would say because I've done it just as a test run. I bought like a tenner's worth of shares in Juve, just because I thought, you know what, like, realistically, if they don't qualify for Champions League, their stock price, it's not going to plummet, but it's going to be severely reduced. They'll sack Pirlo. They'll bring in a good manager. I'm not saying Pirlo's not a good manager. He just wasn't ready for the role. I think he's still going to be a good coach. And that price will go up just purely because they'll be winning Scudettos again. So, it'll be interesting. But yes, sorry, I'm boring people.
No, it's calm. It's calm, bro. You know what I mean? There's a few people in the comments that enjoy that still. So, super chat here. Love that, my guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, bro.
Love that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, honestly, it's a weird thing. Like, people kind of need to know. People kind of need to know what's going on, because this dictates how the owners move, innit? And that's what I said about United. Look, even though like it's down a bit, bro, it's always stable, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? They need something to just go completely left, yeah, to make these men sell. Like, it's the only way, bro. Because as long as it's stable, why would they sell, bro?
That's the thing, and I think purely based on that, I think it's unrealistic that United will sell. I think the Arsenal one seems like the most likely one, just based on PR. I think,
and also based on where Arsenal are. Like I said to everyone, Arsenal are the most likely because Arsenal are the lowest in the league out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're winning the least. They're probably the cheapest and least attractive in terms of they haven't won nothing. So Kroenke might just be like, you know what, these men are costing me money, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like I'm pumping money into them. I spent 72 million on Pepe or whatever, whether they say it's their money or not, and we're still shit. It's kind of like we're spending money and we're still shit. Like their next spend is, I think only Man United have spent more. So it's like if you're spending on par with Man United and you're not getting the success, he might just look at it and say, you know what, it's just not worth it now, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a structure, isn't it? I mean, Arsenal's net spend, according to Football London, was 77.4. Oh, that's their total spend, sorry. The net spend for the window is 61.51. That was this year. So that's this summer just gone. So, and I didn't buy anyone in the January because obviously no one did because of COVID. So that's I think Arsenal are probably can I be honest? Do you know who I think the most attractive club in the Premier League is? And it's Newcastle.
It is Newcastle, yeah.
Newcastle.
Absolutely. They're cheapest chips, yeah, and they got a big stadium, they got a big fan base. But Mike Ashley won't sell because he knows how valuable the club is. He ain't selling that. You're gonna have to offer him something astronomical.
He wanted 300 million in the summer, and I think he still wants only 300 million.
That's not a lot for a football club, no.
That's nothing. I mean, in comparison, if you want to look at inflation, I think that's what Rome bought Chelsea for. Ken Bates bought us for £1. It was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. Do you know? Before I started with Wharf, I looked at. There's a couple of clubs I looked at near me at home. I actually looked at because I put them up for sale. I looked at Tunbridge Angels. I was going to buy Tunbridge Angels because they would only be £1, but they were like, I think
you're a fucking madman. Man said £1 for a football club,
mate. I think they're like 300 grand in debt. I was like, yeah, no, don't particularly fancy that.
Exactly. Fuck all that. Big up everyone inside. Smash up the like button. The man is saying Julian Nagelsmann has agreed to join Bayern Munich as head coach next season. What a surprise, isn't it? You know the ones there. What a surprise. They take the best players in the Bundesliga, and now they're taking probably the best manager. Who's surprised?
That's gonna be a car crash. I'm telling you. Think about all the egos in that dressing room, and they're gonna be like, how old is he? He's like 32?
33 going on 34, I think.
Okay, right. So he's 33 going on 34. How old is Thomas Muller?
About the same age.
31, and then so him and Neuer, he's gonna be like, yeah, can you guys do this? And then they go, fuck you, you've not won anything.
No way is Thomas Muller only 31.
Muller's like he's been around for years.
He's been around for ages, and he looks old as well. If he's only 31, this geezer's got another 3-4 years in the game, bro.
Mate, it's nuts. How old's Neuer? That's because Neuer and Boateng. I think Boateng's on his way out, though, isn't it? No, mate, Neuer's older than Julian Nagelsmann. Neuer's 35. He's gonna turn around to Julian Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann be like, yeah, can you play like this? And we all know about Neuer's fucking ego. Like it is. It's huge.
I think it won't be too bad though. I think because he's German, I think the respect will be there by default, innit? If he was a foreign manager, like Pep struggled to kind of get the Bayern board and the fans on side with his style of play. But I think that Nagelsmann, because he's German anyway, I think that they're gonna give him more leeway than they gave Pep, innit?
You'd like to think so, but I just think this. I don't think Bayern is the right step. I think that was it's 1 year or one club too early. I think because obviously he was linked with moves to Spurs and stuff like that as well. I reckon if he'd gone to like a Spurs or a Roma, I don't know, not even a Roma, or a Napoli, just someone who's like one of those nearly clubs, but is like the next bracket down from elite. I think he needed to do that because now he's going to go from.
So he was linked to Tottenham, and you think that would have been the kind of club he should have gone to?
I think like because I've seen Sarri's been linked with Spurs as well, which I think is another great move. But I think
Sarri's been linked with Spurs.
Yeah, Sarri's been linked with the Spurs job. He won't take it purely because he doesn't want to come back to England. He fucking hated it here. but it's kind of one of those where I think he's gone from. I'm not saying Spurs as a club for Nagelsmann, by the way. I'm just using it as an example. Like one of those clubs which is they want to be elite, so they've got all the infrastructure in place, and he's not just a promising young coach. He's not like someone who's just got a bit of hype around him. He's proven his worth on multiple occasions. So now it's kind of one of those where it's, okay, well, go to a club and kind of maybe try and elevate them. I think he's not really elevated Leipzig. He's kind of they've been on a steady trajectory, and I think honestly you could have put any decent coach at Leipzig, and because of the club structure, it would have continued to go forward. But I think it's a difficult one. I think he need. I get what people are saying where Leipzig are better, and Leipzig are already that one step under elite, but the bracket then breaks down again. Where
you'll have more financial power in it. As much as they're at that level, they're not at that level financially. They can't compete with the bracket above, or even a lot of teams in their bracket for players in terms of how much money they can spend in it. Nagelsmann's a top coach, but with those kind of coaches to get to the next level, they need money to spend, like they do, and they also need access to better players. That's just all it is.
Yeah, but this is it. I think that the Bundesliga, the Bundesliga is the equivalent, like we're saying with that, because they hold on to players, or they kind of, it's very incestuous. It's basically it's like Norfolk. Everyone's just sort of just like, it's just everyone just gives players to each other all the time. Bayern are just going to take a bunch of players from Leipzig. It's going to happen. They're going to take a bunch of players from Dortmund. They do it all the time. He'll go there. He'll do a semi-decent job. Again, Bayern doesn't strike me as a club right now where you put it. Honestly, I think I could go to Bayern and do a decent job. But that's not based on Saturday. Let's not talk about that. But outside of that, I think I could go to Bayern and just.
No, to be fair, the infrastructure at Bayern is so solid, that you're almost guaranteed to win the league.
Yeah,
you're guaranteed to win. However, the Bayern fans are concerned about how you win it too. Do you know what I mean? And that's why they didn't really like Pep, and that's why they didn't really like Carlo. So
yeah, but Carlo was trying to flog his son's energy drinks and energy bars at training to all the Bayern players. That's why it didn't work out. So that's some really random shit. But yeah, I think look, I think Nagelsmann is just that little bit too young. If it was 3 or 4 years time, I think it'd be semi-decent.
I think that he's going to be successful there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think put it this way: he goes to Bayern, he'll be there for a long time. He'll be there for ages. I can't see he'll either run down his contract or it's either going to be there for a decade or be there for 3 days. It's going to be one of the two. It's just going to be a very, very interesting period, I think, for Bayern. Because it is going to be a remodel as well. Because he's coming in I know we're saying Muller's only 31. The core of that team is aging.
It is.
Boateng, Neuer, Lewandowski, Muller.
Boateng will leave.
Yeah, there's rumors.
That's why I think he's coming in. I think they signed Upamecano, innit?
Have they signed him? Is that done?
Yeah, they signed him already, bruv. So I think that, bruv, he probably knew he was going there. You know what I mean? And he sent his player there. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Leipzig to raid them for another player. That's what managers tend to do.
Be interesting. I think, he's got a lot of work to do. So who he brings in and what he does, I think it's going to be very key. I think, do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Rudiger might be linked with Bayern at this rate in the summer. Do you know what? I'd put money on that hat. Not him moving, but I'd put money on him to be linked with Bayern in the summer. Clip this. Clip this. I'm telling you, it will happen. We'll be
Why? Has he played for Nagelsmann before?
No. He's had such a good stint under Thomas Tuchel. Bayern are in need of a rebuild, and he's German. I just it's flimsy, but it's enough for most news outlets to go off of. We could have some fun in the summer. I reckon we could pretend to start a transfer rumor and actually get it going.
Yeah, bruv, the internet's rife for that though, bruv. You know what I mean? I'm sure after these transfer rumors that we hear, these man made up, cuz.
Oh mate,
I swear down. And Alaba's going to Real Madrid, so Yeah, they need another defender still, not gonna lie. So it's gonna be mad.
I'm just having a look at who they're looking
And
at.
see this comment here. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern are the most difficult jobs for a manager. You expected to win the treble, manage the players while not being able to do what you want from transfers to tactics. Exactly. You can't come into a team like that and impose your own style on the team and your own kind. You can't. Like, if Pep's not allowed to do it at Bayern, nobody's allowed. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. And that's why I think that the Nagelsmann thing works, because at least he's German. I think he'll get more respect by default, innit? I think that these German guys thought, yeah, fuck this tiki-taka Spanish crap. And same with Ancelotti. They probably said, yeah, fuck this Italian football, bro. Fuck this geezer. Like, that's what they said. Like, bruv, honestly, them man don't rate anyone else. Like, that's just how it is. Like, even when they asked Thomas Müller about the Premier League, he's like, why the fuck would I come to the Premier League? Is that football in England shit? When's the last time they've won a major trophy in England, bruv? And it's true. England ain't won a World Cup for fucking 100 years, bruv. Like, them man don't rate English football like that. And they don't rate England like that. And they don't really rate anyone else. So it's a bit of a madman. It's a bit of a mad one. Like, them man are so... They've bought into their thing so well, yeah, that they'll rather a no-name German brother than a highly regarded foreign manager. And that's fair enough.
That's the thing.
It's fair enough.
This could be an interesting prospect.
And Nagelsmann is a big name. He's Champions League proven. You know what I'm saying? I think that he's going to be a success there. And I think that they'll give him time as well, because I think that they can see that a rebuild is needed. They also lost Thiago as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though he was aging. But yeah, man, he's going to bring in some young, exciting players, play some good football. He already have a good enough core of experienced players, and I think that they'll walk that league next season.
I mean, if Bayern don't walk the league, I'd be incredibly shocked.
Yeah.
He'll be 43 if he's there for 10 years. Blimey. Mate, I can see him doing a Fergie. If it just goes well, he'll just stay there for as long as physically possible. Or he'll fuck off somewhere and then come back.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I just don't think I'm not convinced. I think Nagelsmann, despite being a much better coach than obviously a lot of the young managers that are being touted currently, you know, obviously Lampard, Pirlo, Gerrard, all these ex-pros who are unbelievable. Obviously, Nagelsmann's been there for quite a long time. He's been sort of building up his reputation over the past 3 or 4 years. This move is going to be make or break for him, I think.
You think?
I think it's that a little bit too early. I think it's a little bit too early. My gut says that, and I've got a big gut, and 9 times out of 10, it's right. So
we'll see, innit? We'll see, bro. We'll absolutely see. Big up everyone inside. Smash up the like button. Madrid gave 30 million signing on fee and 400k in wages. That's why these men wanted the Super League, because Fiorentino Perez is a crackhead, bro.
But is that a done deal? Like,
yeah. That's been announced already.
Football España. That was on the 20. They did it a week ago. See, this is it. I've missed all the news this week purely because I was so focused on the Super League. Like, I've missed everything. That's insane. 400 grand though. He's not worth 400 grand. He's 27. But I mean, where is he going? That team. He's going to be the successor to Sergio Ramos, isn't he? They're going to whack him straight in at centre back.
You think so?
You'll have him, Varane as 2 pair. You'll have Mendy at left back, and he'll probably be, I don't know.
There's rumours of Rafa Varane leaving though, and Fiorentino Perez come out and basically said not too long ago that if he wants to leave, he can leave. Blood. You know what I'm saying? He's being linked to Man United now, so I don't know. We're not going to sign him, but
Varane's been linked with a move every single summer transfer window.
He literally has. You're not wrong, mate.
I don't think he'll get a move. Yeah, and I'm just reading here you go. Fabrizio Romano, my future is clear. This is according to Varane. Future clear. I'm focused on the end of the season. We're in a very intense and key moment. There is no agreement to extend this contract, which expires in 2022. I mean, if they win the Champions League, they'll extend his contract. I'm not convinced we'll beat them. I just think I'll step it up again. Like, you saw what they did against Liverpool. Like, they've been shit all year.
And then they just step it up. But big players, step up at the big moments, innit? That's what they do, bro. That's what they do, man. That's how I mean, that's what turns them on, the big games. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's right, like Tuchel said it when he joined Chelsea. He said, "Listen, I don't need to talk to Neymar on the big nights, bruv. That he turns up, bruv. He's more likely for his head to go against the smaller teams.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because he's not really interested, like, you know what I mean? Because it's too easy for him. So a lot of the time, the big players, they just turn up in the big moments, and I think they've got some very big players, isn't it? So it could be interesting, man. It could be interesting. Obviously, injuries as well. For both teams. We'll see what that looks like. If both teams have got a fully fit squad to choose from, I don't know what Chelsea's injuries are looking like, but
I think we're without Kovacic. So I was literally having this conversation with Jay earlier, right? He was saying, "How do you feel about it?" I said, "I look at that Chelsea team, and I think the best comparison, because I just said about them stepping up again. The best comparison I make is in midfield. So you look at that Real Madrid midfield. You look at Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric. Kroos and Modric are fucking ancient, but guess what? Look at that Liverpool game. They just turned around and went, yeah, you know what? What we'll do is just going to pass it around you because we might not be able to move, but we'll maintain ball possession. So we're going to be sat there looking at this game, and realistically, it's going to be a case of Real Madrid are going to have most of the ball. You look at that's just quality in the midfield. You look at our midfield,
but are they though? When the way you guys play, I think that the possession is going to be a bit more even, bro.
I don't know. I think it's just purely down to game management. Real Madrid will try and maintain as much of the ball as possible, and then off the back of that, we're probably going to be chasing it a little bit. And I think, I look at our midfield. We're probably going to play a 3-4-3. You've got a double pivot. You'll have either Jorginho and Kante, or we have Kovacic and Kante if he's fit. Kante will play. I look at that and I go, Jorginho, there's no doubt since Tuchel's coming, he's been class. He's a very good player. But at the same time, I look at the opposite and go, yeah, Kroos and Modric are just different gear. So I think we've got a World Cup winner, top class, probably the best defender, defensive midfielder. He's intercepted really, but the best, midfielder at what he does on the planet in N'Golo Kante. And then we've got Jorginho and Kovacic, who was obviously part of that Real Madrid dynasty, but didn't really play. And Jorginho, who, like I said, is a good player, but I just don't think he's the same caliber as what we're going up against. So it's going to be a very interesting battle. And also,
it's just going to be about tactics. That's what it's going to be about. Do you know what I mean? And the balance, bro. So yeah, I don't know, man. Someone in here said that Real Madrid have been playing a three at the back. So I don't know if they're looking to mirror your shape. And if they are, then I expect them to have more of the ball. So the pace on the break from Timo Werner is probably going to be what you man are going to be leaning towards, bro.
We're basically, I think this Champions League semi-final has come a couple of years too early. But basically, Chelsea right now are a more highbrow version of what Ajax were a couple of years ago. Put it this way: if you went shopping for bed sheets, Ajax would be like shopping maybe at like the snazzy bit of Asda. Like you get George, and then you get the next level, right? Chelsea are like shopping at John Lewis in terms of the quality we have within the squad, but they're all young players. You know, we're getting our Egyptian cotton from John Lewis here, but it's just not quite ready. It's a prototype, so the sheets will break. But irrespective, I'm talking shit. But
you say that, and then you end up winning, and then it's all a mad thing.
Yeah, and I could just say, I had never had any doubts, obviously.
That's what I mean. So now, bro, honestly, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. But, bruv, I genuinely... What? Oh, Mendy's injured. Okay.
The left back. No, not our keeper. My bum was...
No, their left back. He's a baller as well. He's not one of their best players.
He's the reason they got through.
That's a loss. That's a loss, man.
Is it? I mean, who's in their squad? Like, who's their other options?
That's a loss, bruv. That's a loss, man. He's a bad boy, though, still.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like they'll have options. It's Real Madrid. Like, Real Madrid. What? I mean, realistically, look, my biggest...
Marcelo's still there. Why do I keep forgetting that Marcelo's...
Yeah, because he's not playing, is he?
He's not playing, innit? So man keep forgetting, bruv. But Marcelo, bruv, Rants reacts. Marcelo is definitely coming, guys, soon, bruv. He's one of the best best players of his generation, bro. Forget what position. He's ridiculous, baller.
Well, what they've got, they've got Marcelo, Nacho can fill in there, Odriozola can fill in there, as can Lucas Vasquez, who's played fucking everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I think they'll probably play Nacho though.
Yeah, so I mean, Nacho at right back is like the equivalent of playing.
They said that they played Marcelo as a left wing back the last few games, so I think they are mirroring your shape, blood.
There we go then.
So, hey, this is going to be even better. Oi, listen, yeah, I'm going to enjoy that, bro, because that is going to be a proper chess match.
If Chelsea get through, I will 100% be going to Turkey because there's a travel corridor now, so I'll be heading out there. I don't care if I don't get a ticket; it should be mad because Turkish is my favorite food as well. So I'll literally just sit.
You love that, man. You chilling in Turkey, bro?
No, chilling in Turkey, shisha, kebabs, and football. Like you can't go wrong. Like it's meant to happen.
That's it. Man is saying Modric might not play. Modric is playing, bro. You know what I mean? And Hazard's back as well. He won't start, but you know what I mean? It'll be just like Eden Hazard to knock you lot out, yeah, with a goal at Stamford Bridge.
No. This is the thing.
And you man can remember this because it might happen.
It's mate, the Eden Hazard, just the thought of him playing against us. At first, there was a lot of romance attached to it. Now I'm kind of sat there going, yeah, we're going to see what everyone else saw for 7 years when he was playing for us. Like, it's literally going to be just tearing us apart. Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. The one saving grace is that Real Madrid have had a lot of injuries from what I can see. So it's going to be interesting. But it'll be interesting to see how your manager sets that up as well. So all in all, yeah, the two semi-final ties are mouth-watering, bruv.
Oh, mate, they're really good. I think that if, in terms of just the overall, I think, like we're saying, the caliber, the chess match, the tactical analysis, I think that Chelsea, Real Madrid will be better for that than PSG City. But purely because you know that PSG City is just going to be an all-out war and is like that is the headline. That is the act which everyone wants to see. I think that is going to. I think PSG will beat City by that much. It won't be anything in it. And then
I'm hoping that's the case.
But yeah, like it'd be such a Real Madrid thing to happen that after such a shit season and after all the Super League bollocks, they win the Champions League.
Bruv, PSG, blood. You know what I mean? PSG, fam. I just want Poch to win it, bruv. I just want him to win it, bruv. After Tottenham got pammed yesterday, yeah. Imagine Poch goes and wins the Champions League.
I mean, that's...
And they have Jose, and then Jose gets sacked, and then they man have Ryan Mason, bruv. Like, bruv, listen, I feel like it's just written, yeah, for Pochettino to just win this thing, bro.
I don't know. Maybe not this year. Unless because I know that they're not top of the Liga now, are they? I think Lille are top at the minute. Yeah, Lille are top by a point. And I think they've still got to play each other as well.
I don't think they do.
Lille, Nice, Lens, Angers, Saint-Etienne. No, they don't. They've already played. No, they've already played them. A Lille 1-0.
Yeah.
That was the 3rd of April.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's a mad. That's my favourite thing. All the other leagues this year are so interesting. Have you seen?
Brother, but that's what I'm saying. That's why everyone's talking about the Premier League, but all the other leagues now are actually more competitive. Like, it's mad how that's turned out. Do you know what I mean? So,
but it's a mad. So put it this way: Sevilla could win La Liga. They're 3 points off the top of the table. Like I know. So Real Madrid, Barca, and Atletico are all split by a point. And Barca have a game in hand, so they could go top of the league if they win their game in hand. But if they lose it and the other two lose as well, actually, I think Atletico have still got to play Barca. I looked at this morning. Again, I hope I'm not making this up. Yeah, they've got Barca on the 8th of May. So
there you go. So it could bang.
That could bang. Honestly, I can see. I can see
8th of May. What day is that, bro? I bet it's a Saturday, blood.
I think it is, yeah.
Bro, they always play on Saturdays, man. These flipping these things. And Saturday's usually the day I give myself off, blood. And these Spanish teams are always playing on Saturday, blood.
You can triple screen it.
Oh, mate. That's so jarring, bruv.
Mate, it's nuts. Like that as well. Hang on. Let's have a look. Oh, so you got French league. What's going on in Portugal? I just want to look at all these other leagues.
Bro, Sporting Lisbon are gonna win it, bro. They're running away with it, I think. Yeah. Last time I heard it was 11 points. It might be more or less. Or is it more now?
It's less now. Porto, I've got a game in hand. Mate, I'm not gonna lie. Porto have won their last 5. Sporting Lisbon have drawn 3 out of their last 5.
And what? Porto, the wheels coming off at Sporting?
It looks like it. Porto have still got a game in hand, so they could close the gap to 6 points. And
6. How many left?
There is 18 teams in the league. So you're probably looking at, hold on, what's 18 times 2? Minus
36.
2. 36.
Minus
34.
2.
Yeah, 34 games in a season. So there's 5 games left. 5 or 6 games left for some people. So the Porto can still win it.
Yeah, but I think Sporting will get over the line, bruv.
You'd like to think so. Yeah, they ain't got to play each other either. So, yeah. I mean, Benfica. What's happening at Benfica?
Bruv, who knows, innit? But them leagues are weird, man. You know what I mean? Them leagues are weird because it just depends on who mashes the most peas, bruv. Like one season, bro. Certain man just have one good window and then they fly, and the next season they dip, bro. It's like it's a weird one.
It's ridiculous. I don't know.
But yeah, bruv, look at this. Did you see this thing from Gary Neville? Before we wrap up, we have to talk about this.
Oh, mate, believes that Man City are out of this world and could be the great. No, he's not the greatest manager in the sport. Not yet. Not yet. I think my argument for that, right? So obviously, my barometer for great coaches, because me and my dad had this conversation, and we've built a foolproof system where we've done. You kind of have your high table of managers, and then you kind of have like underneath as well, kind of like Dante's Inferno almost. You got like the levels. At the top, me and my dad went through it. The managers we went for were Jock Stein, Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Fergie, and I mean, I wanted to try and squeeze Mourinho in, but my old man went for Brian Clough. Don't ask why. But you kind of look at them, and the barometers were sort of leaving a culture imprint on a club, which lasts for years, leaving the continuous amounts of trophies wherever they've gone.
Pep's done that.
Well, this is what I mean with Pep. Pep's knocking on the door of that high table, but he's not done it yet because other than Barcelona, he ain't won the Champions League.
That's true.
He failed at Bayern. And
I agree with that. I always said if he doesn't win a Champions League away from Barcelona, yeah, then do you know what I mean? I think there's going to be an asterisk. I think there's a conversation to be had, in it. I think there's a conversation to be had, but at the same time, do you know what I mean? Sir Alec was at Manchester United for how long, and he only won it with us. So,
but to be fair, I mean, Matt Busby was another one. Sorry, that was on that high table.
And also saying that, bro, he probably should have won it more times than he did win it. So,
I mean, for the people that are interested and they want to see why I've said those people. If you've got Amazon Prime, there's a really, really, really good documentary called Three Kings, and it's all about these coaches. So it's all about Shankly, Shankly, Busby, and Jock Stein, because they're all born within about 3 miles of each other in Glasgow, but they've all gone on to do separate things at different clubs. Matt Busby laid the foundations for Manchester United that we know today. Jock Stein did the same for Celtic. Shankly did the same for Liverpool. Pep Guardiola laid a style of play, but it wasn't his. He basically
I hear that, but I know what you're saying, but then here's my argument. My argument is, why should you get penalized, just because you're not the first to do it? Just because you're not the first to do it, that doesn't mean you're not the best, bro. It's just like Floyd Mayweather. He's the best defensive boxer of all time. He didn't invent the style. Do you know what I mean? His dad and his uncle fought that way, but he perfected it, bro. Like, he took a style and he perfected it. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't lose, bro. And that's just what it is, bro. You can take someone else's style and improve it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, my thing is with the guys that you said, yeah, cool, it's a heritage thing, but it's like, cool, they're Scottish, innit? So they're Scottish, they've gone around and they've done whatever they've done, innit?
Yeah, I mean,
at different clubs. I think in Spain, yeah, because Barcelona had a very specific philosophy anyway, and he came through that. Obviously, every time people see Pep, they just think Barcelona, innit?
Yeah, but this is
that's it. That's just all it is.
The thing, he's not done it without Messi, which is, I think, always going to be what people say, irrespective. Yeah. I think
30 trophies in 12 years.
No, yeah, there is no doubt. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I think he's a superb coach. And when I talk about that high table, I think the likes of him, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Wenger, all of them.
Carlo has to be in there. Wenger isn't in the same league as Ancelotti and Pep and Mourinho. He's not. He's in the league below.
Yeah, but I mean, he's knocking on the door though for me purely because of what he did for English football.
I think he's in. But I think he's in the elite. I think he's just below the elite level of management. In it, I think he's a world-class manager, but he's not an elite manager. I think the elite managers are your Ancelottis.
Oh yeah,
of your Mourinho's, your Peps. I think Arsene Wenger is at the low end of that.
Yeah,
or just the tier below. You could say it's the low end. I don't really care about what happened at the end of his career. Like the way he turned Arsenal, from boring Arsenal into the most entertaining team and best team to watch probably in the history of the Premier League in terms of longevity. Like you can't even argue. Like, and that's the thing I say about Pep Guardiola and I say about Arsene Wenger. They have a very distinctive style. You know when you're watching their teams, innit? With other managers, you can't really say that. And that's why I think that Pep needs a bit more credit still, even though like I take the piss and I call man fraudiola and that because he hasn't won it without Messi. The bottom line is, the brand of football that he has teams playing and winning. My thing is, Arsene Wenger had the brand of football, but not the trophies, innit?
Well, this is it. But
Pep's got the brand and the trophies. So for me, when you put those both together, if you're being honest with yourself, it's very hard to put someone hard to knock anyone if they say Pep's the greatest manager in the history of the game.
Yeah, I get that. For me, though, I think the only argument I have for Pep against that, like again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I think he's up there. There's no doubt about that. But the fact that Bayern, he didn't get past the semi-final. City, he's been there 4 years now. This is his first semi-final. So, I think domestically, there is no doubt that Pep, if you're just to look at pure domestic competition, he's the man. I'm looking at Liverpool. I'm looking at not Liverpool. What I'm talking about. I'm talking at the reason I look at these older coaches. Shankly might not have won the Champions League, but he laid the foundation for Paisley to go and win. I think it was 2 or 3 on the bounce. Jock Stein, in terms of his coaching, he might have only won 1 Champions League, but if people, again, I strongly recommend if you like this, obviously I know because a lot of people that watch his Rants stuff and watch my stuff are just keen football people. If you're really interested in watching a bit of football history, a bit of football heritage, go on Amazon Prime after this, watch Three Kings, because you kind of understand why I put these guys on such a high pedestal. Jock Stein won the Champions League with Celtic, with the Lisbon Lions. I think that was all like 5 miles from the stadium, all born. Like all these guys, he built the team. Matt Busby, obviously, Munich air crash, rebuilt Man United twice. It's absolutely mental what he's done. And then obviously Fergie did it as well. So you got all these amazing and all ironically they're all Scottish. That's Scottish football coaches are great. Don't get me wrong. But it's I think Pep, for me, I think he's the argument for him to be on that high table, and definitely in modern football. If you're doing since the Premier League was founded, because apparently that's all that matters in terms of footballing mentality, your high table is Mourinho, Pep, Fergie, Ancelotti, and I'd probably put Del Bosque in there.
Del Bosque's got to be in there, but again, you say all these guys are Scottish and that. So how come they're producing good managers? They can't produce good players.
I know, but that's the problem. Since the reason Scotland, I don't think, is in the same bracket. Scottish football was definitively changed when they turned down a brand deal with Sky Sports to go with Setanta in 2000.
I hear that, but even so, the quality of the players are dead, innit? Let's be real. So
yeah, but no, that's because the finances aren't the same.
No, but even so, bruv, like if you got great coaches, you don't need a lot of finances, yeah, to produce top players, bro. There's countries with a lot less money than Scotland that consistently produce better players than them. Consistently.
I mean, they've got some good players coming through at the minute, to be fair.
Yeah, but good and whatever, bruv. Nah, do you know what I mean? Like, them man ain't never going to do nothing in no major tournament, fam. So when I look at them, yeah, it's kind of like we have to look at the circumstances. Where was football in that era? Do you know what I'm saying? Because as successful as they were, English teams were doing well in Europe in them times. So it could be situational more than anything. You don't know. Like, I wasn't alive to see any of these things.
This is why this is such a good conversation.
My thing is, with this conversation, maybe they were good managers, but maybe they were in an era where English football was just further ahead in terms of success in these tournaments than anyone else. It's just like Liverpool in the 80s were mashing work and that. Obviously, Nottingham Forest had the time with Clough where they were mashing work. I don't know what the other teams were doing at that time around the world. I don't know. So I can't compare these managers to other managers at the time because I don't know who these managers were. When Clough was managing, I don't know what other managers were managing.
When all these restrictions are over, because I think my dad's kind of the one that made up the game. So when these restrictions are over, because we said we we're going to go back down to mine, you're always more than welcome. Yeah. We'll sit down and have that conversation because genuinely, man, watch that documentary. Seriously, it's unbelievable. Yeah, like, I think this is like the other. It's such a intense discussion because there are so many variables to consider.
So many, bro. And then you think about money spent. Everyone's like, "Oh, Sir Alex Ferguson didn't spend that much money and this, that, and the other." But bro, he was outspending most managers in the league every season. It's just that a lot of money wasn't being spent at that time. But we were dropping 30 million on players regularly. So.
This is it.
So again, like I don't know what man's saying, bro. Like the game's changed, bro. It's just like a bang average footballer now is making 100 grand a week. Back then, the average wage was about 25, 30. So because of that, again, like what does that really mean? What does that really mean? So man could talk about how much money that Pep's got to spend, yeah, but he wouldn't be the first. He wouldn't be the first manager to spend money, bro. And a lot of these managers spend money and they don't do shit, bro.
This is if you look at the Premier League and you look at who's won it, mathematically speaking, tell me a team which didn't spend money to win it. I mean, even those Arsenal teams.
But even Leicester, bro. Leicester literally bought their way through all the leagues in England, to get to the Premier League, bro.
But then still, the level of finance and the level of quality within the players in comparison to, if we're going all the way, including inflations, Blackburn, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, City, Leicester are a blip. Leicester's the anomaly in that conversation. So I think even then,
everyone else that won the Prem spent a lot of money to do it, bro. Like that's why Blackburn only won it the one time.
Because they literally bought and then they sold everyone.
But this is it. So when everyone talks about money, I think cool. You have to contextualize the money, and also the one thing about Pep Guardiola is, with him you get a specific brand of football. You're almost guaranteed domestic trophies. Well, you are guaranteed domestic trophies, and he buys players, with a specific style of football, in mind, innit? That's one thing I say about Pep. Same with Arsene Wenger, and that's why I gravitate more towards these kind of managers, because when they sign players with a certain ilk, innit? They don't sign players to rely on the players' individual abilities to play football, bruv. They sign these players either because they play the way they want them to play, or they sign these players and they mold them into what they want them to be, bro. Like Pep bought Cancelo, and he said, right, I'm not playing him right now because his brain's not programmed to play the football I want him to play. So he's gonna hold bench, bro. And to me, that's a great manager. Not only a great manager, a great coach as well. When it comes to coaching and managing together, no one's better than Pep Guardiola. No one.
I'm trying to again, I agree. But just for the sake of balance, I'm trying to think if there's anyone else out there. Zizou, I don't think is
coaching and managing. I think Zizou's a bloody brilliant coach and manager as well. He's just a different brand of football. But Zidane is very pragmatic, but he can play expansive football. He can shut up shop. He can play defensive. He can play attacking. I think Zidane is very, very well rounded in it. I think Zidane probably suits cup competitions more because of how he manages in it. But like, what is it? 3 Champions Leagues on the trot, bruv. You can't turn your eyebrows up at that.
But then again, we say that, but we've literally just talked about how Pep's had a black mark because he couldn't win the Champions League without Messi.
Yeah.
Ronaldo carried those Real Madrid teams. If we're going to be real, look at the.
Well, I wouldn't say he carried them because they had some wavy ballers all the time.
They did.
But he scored the goals, innit? He scored the goals to fire them there. They've
still got those players, and then since Ronaldo's left, they failed to replace this void which has been left by him. So I think it's this is why I love this conversation, because there's so many things to pull apart to try and figure out who goes where things are. But I don't know. Definitely something to have a drink over. I honestly, I've had this conversation with mates, and we just got pissed in the pub and talked about it. It's the best. I love it.
Yeah.
It's everyone else is out, chasing goals at the club. I'm there going in the corner going, right, lads, who's the best manager to have ever lived? Probably why I'm still single, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And honestly, it's crazy, bro. Like, and that's the thing with football. There's so many different variables, that there's never just one right answer. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? Because I could say, who's the best striker in football? And I said, bro, it depends on the system. You know them ones. Who's the best left back? It depends on the system. Like there's never just an answer where it's like, it's him. Like, it depends, bro. Do you know what I mean? Certain people are better fitted to do certain things in certain roles, innit? Like, it's always going to be opinion based.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's always going to be opinion based, really, innit? It's just that some people have better opinions than others, but ultimately, it's still an opinion, bro.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, though. But look, if Zidane wins it this year without Ronaldo, especially after the dip in form that Real had, he's up there. Modern era, he's up there, because I'd be very intrigued as to how he's done it. Basically, fucking awesome. But yeah,
well, that's what I mean. So yeah, but for me, like, I can see what Gary Neville's saying. Now, I mean, in terms of coaching and having a philosophy, a style of play, it's hard to overlook. It's hard to overlook Pep Guardiola. Do you know what I mean? But for me, the asterisk, without winning the Champions League away from Barcelona, who's been touted as arguably the best club football team of all time, which was the golden generation of Spanish players, which won the World Cup and the European Cup. I can't overlook that for me, innit? I can't overlook that. I feel like he needs to I feel like he needs to win a Champions League without Lionel Messi, just to put all the chat to bed. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. So yeah, big up everyone watching. Smash the like button. Chelsea to win the double this year. I don't know, double what? I don't know about that. I don't know if you're still in 2 tournaments that you can win.
We're in the FA Cup and the Champions League, aren't we?
Oh yeah, you are.
We won't win the FA Cup.
Nah. Do you know what I'm saying? So
we're not winning anything this year. Oh, that's it. I'm not saying anything. I'd rather say that and be proved wrong.
That's what I mean. So man, big up everyone that watched. Make sure you follow Louis' channel. As usual, the title is in the hyperlink. You can click that. Make sure you subscribe over there. I'll be back again here tonight, 6 with James Redmond, and I'll be on Lee Gunner's channel at 4 o'clock, people. What you got coming up, Lou, for the rest of the day?
I've got my preview for the Real Madrid game coming out at 5. I've got Good Morning Gazette is going to be back on Wednesday, because obviously Chelsea are playing tomorrow. So I mean, you have your review for that as well. And then I've got pods and stuff. I tell you what, we got obviously the studio's all done. Rants. I'd actually like to do a pod on this whole discussion of the manager thing. I'd actually love to do that. My dad said my dad never wants to go on camera, but he said he'd love to do something like this. So I'd say if you're up for it, we'll try and.
It's a good chat. It's a very good chat, bro.
But that's it with me. I've got lots of different stuff coming as per usual, and Imperial Wolf as well, obviously.
That's it.
He's made his debut on Saturday.
That's it, guys. So smash the like button. Make sure you follow Lou's channel.